Dr. Alan Frankel, who appeared in season 1 of our first series.
Myasthenia gravis is a complex neurological disorder. It also falls into the mito diseases, the mitochondrial diseases. And these are patients that can present, usually young adults to older, it usually starts with double vision. They have weakness of number of eye muscle groups. It's a disease related to the energy production of muscles by the mitochondria. And we think that's why THCA helps. Well, tell me your results.
Yeah, mine were incredible. I mean, it was what was most interesting to me about how quickly I felt better. I just think that I started to feel a little bit better after a week, and then maybe by the second week I was driving again and able to see. I hadn't driven for 2 years, and living in Los Angeles and working is, commuting from the valley was quite a challenge. So it was a miracle for me. It really changed my life back.
This is partly my ego talking, but tell me what people in your family and friends and were saying.
Everyone is, it's amazing. There's still a little bit of resistance, and people don't know what CBD is, and they think that, they get high, you're going to get high by taking it, and I didn't experience any of that. It really felt like all it did was make my eyes like they were before.
And do they feel 100% normal to you?
Occasionally, I'll have little dips. If I'm
tired, or
little
tired, fever, infection.
If I have a sore throat, or occasionally. Occasionally, there are times where I'll have to even I'll just adjust my dosage and take an extra dosage, and I feel better.
I generally, as a general rule, if somebody has a infection or stress, fever, I tell them until that's over, double their CBD.
Yeah. Well, with my job, there's a lot of stress, so I should just double dose every day.
Double dose. So what are you taking every day?
I'm taking 3 times a day. I'm taking the CBD that's a 2-to-1 ratio. And
number 4.
Yes, and the THC acid. Both of those, I take it 3 times a day usually. So occasionally, if I'm feeling a little under the weather, I might take an extra dose, or if I have a particularly long day, because I can, just start to feel a little weakness in my eyes, and even before it goes double. So it never gets to that point.
So you had the diplopia, double vision, and the droopy eyelids.
I did. I had 1 droopy eyelid. It was very odd. I think maybe if you have 2 droopy eyelids, they might think I had bad skincare or something. But but 1, it was very obvious, and a lot of people would notice it. It was like the first thing. 3 weeks later, people were walking up to me and saying, your eyes look great. So.
They probably thought you had plastic surgery.
No, they knew. They knew. When you're arriving in an Uber every day to every meeting, it's, you got to be very open about your ailments.
It's so easy for us, or for me even, to forget how even some double vision, let alone, changes your whole life.
It does. And I'm in the beauty industry, so it's, you're already... the bar's high on, and you're, I'm aging, and
No, you're not. You're not. With CBD, you're reversing. I'm 127 years old.
Really? Yeah, wow, you look great.
I look great.
I want to have what you're having.
You are. Fibromyalgia is very, very common. Not as exciting as somebody with myasthenia gravis, but fibromyalgia, I've always felt, is a disease of disordered sleep.
Yeah.
If you look back and talk to them about what was going wrong first, it was some sleep disorder. So I usually treat them with CBD during the day and add a little THC at night, just get them to sleep better. Yeah. And with sleep disorders, I break them down into 2 types, just very briefly. The people who have trouble falling asleep, and the people who have trouble staying asleep. The people who have trouble staying asleep have elevated cortisol levels during the day and the night, almost always from anxiety. And then their cortisol levels that are the early morning elevations of cortisol wake them up. So instead of waking up at 6 or 7, they wake up at 1, 3, 4 in the morning, very agitated, difficult to go back to sleep. If you give them a sleeping, let's say a sleeping concoction, a cannabis, sleeping pills, don't work. They still wake up at in the early morning, and then they're groggy. If you give them CBD during the day, you treat their anxiety, and you can pretty much then not give them very much at nighttime, just deal with it during the day. But the MG patient, I mean, to me, this is still one of my most exciting because, the cancer patients are very rewarding, and we're pretty sure we're having substantial impact. And now there are clinical trials, thank God, backing that up. But with patients like yourself, you just put them on something, and in a week, they're better. It's like,
and I was
love
on
it.
Imuron and prednisone and all those things that were wreaking havoc and
Will eventually kill
causing
you.
other problems.
Will eventually kill you.
Yeah.